Perfect.
Welcome into Tips for Gamers, and in today's video, guys, we're going to show you a secret little tip in Madden 22, something that you can do whether you're in a user league or in a CPU league, and you will be able to constantly get value even after you already got value. And this is our team needs trading. This is something you should always do regardless of what Madden you're in. And let's see how many likes we can get this video to, guys. It really helps us out when you give us a like and even a comment down below. So if you don't know what you're gonna say, just go in there and say scoops. That's something you can say, and it helps us out with YouTube, believe it or not. Now, the big thing to realize when it comes to the team needs trading is how Madden is set up the system. And this is, like we mentioned previously, this is set up for all Maddens. I mean, this isn't just one Madden. This is basically every single Madden. But what we're going to do is we're going to add in a little bit of some of our other trading methods, like our 1-year pro trading method, which will pop up at the top right corner of your screen. So you can click on that and find out more about that trading method. And then we're going to add some other methods as well, to where we're going to increment them all together and then really come up with a complete package to get as much value as possible in the trade game in Madden 22. So for example, here we traded for Joe Burrow using 2 okay guys and a 2nd round pick. Now there's no way in hell that the Bengals would actually do this in real life. However, in Madden, the world's your oyster in this, and when it comes to a 1-year pro, it's very easy to do this. So we're going to trade for Joe Burrow, have Joe Burrow onto the team, and then what you're going to see is the Bengals are going to increase their team need and which position. Obviously, it is quarterback because we just took their first overall pick from last year. So you can see on the screen here that the Bengals obviously need a quarterback first, right? And before it was the 4th spot, and now I have, plenty of guys. Well, I picked up Nick Mullins from the free agency, but here's one thing that's funny. Is like I could just say, okay, now give me like your 1st and 2nd. And do that, and they said no way, not even close. Okay, fine. Okay, so they're not giving me any of the draft picks, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move on. I'll go, what about Mixon? You give me Mixon? Actually, that was a lot closer than I would have even anticipated. Okay, what about Reader? Maybe Trey Hendrickson as well. Pretty close. So just for these 2 guys here, I mean, it's just hilarious. Like, he's not even that good of a quarterback. He's like actually incredibly bad, but let's just go DJ Reader straight up. Okay, very, very close. And then here you would just do like patchwork. Now, you don't have to worry about, an SAR or anything like that. Let's just say you needed this and then say, okay, fine. I'll give you a 5th round pick. Now, normally, if, Burrow was on the team, this wouldn't even come close, right? These are just not good enough for DJ Reader. It's not good enough. But since we pulled Joe Burrow off, Mullins all of a sudden becomes gold. He's amazing. He's a celebrity, whatever, all that stuff. And just because we pulled Joe Burrow off, what we did is we capitalized and said, okay, well, now that you praise quarterbacks and act like they're, the best thing since sliced bread, we have a great quarterback for you. His name's Nick Mullins. He's 66 overall. He'll never start on your team. He looks good in pads, but nothing more. When he starts throwing, look out. Not like, hey, maybe in real life, Mullins, you're actually a secret beast. Okay, so then let's say also that we're going to be like, all right, fine, we'll trade you Joe Burrow back, and we'll give you Fackrell. Oh, they declined it. Dirty. Anyway, so then I would say, fine, all right, I'll give you a 3rd round pick. And then all I have to do is like trade for Joe Burrow back, because we already know like Joe Burrow's super easy to pick up, right? And that's basically all we would do. And we can, keep this process going 560 million times a day. Every 2 seconds we could do that. All right, fine, just take the pick. I don't even care to fight that anymore. Smidging the death out of me. You're smidging me to boredom. And then maybe you call the Bengals back and say, I changed my mind, I want Joe Burrow back. And then you give up Todd Gurley, a 2nd round pick, and a 7th. So then, you want DJ Reader, you want their 1st round pick, then you want Joe Burrow back. It's up to you. You could just, you can call people back and say, no, changed my mind. So I traded for Cameron Hayward onto the Steelers, and this is a trade that we showed previously in our trading for regression, and he's very easy to trade for. And you can see that the team needs it popped up the right end on the 4th spot there. Now, just to give you an idea of how well this works, because we took off Cameron Hayward and we offered up Tillery, who is okay, not great. You can see here that it's almost going through It's above 50% by a good margin, and you're talking Juju Smith-Schuster, decent D tackle that's old, a decent cornerback. I mean, the value is just insane for what we're getting for a 73 overall right end. All right, so then we finished it out. We got Smith-Schuster, we got a D tackle, we gave him Kelly, and then a 5th round pick. So, and we still walked away with Hayward, and we could even trade Hayward back if we wanted to and clear out more of the team, get their draft picks, do the same thing again. I mean, it's just, there's just so much we can do. Or instead, you can like take him to the Cardinals and say, I want J.J. Watt, Murphy, and Kyler Murray, you know, and you get, you know, above 50%, and then we could say, okay, you need a D tackle. Well, we ended up getting DJ Reader. And then we'll give you a first of next year. See if this goes through. Pretty close. They said no. So then what we'd say is fine. We'll give you a first round of this year. Cameron Hayward again. You do that. They said no to that. Okay, fine. Then here's the 8th pick. There you go. And boom. So we end up giving him the 8th pick. DJ Reader, Cameron Hayward, and I mean, I wouldn't make this trade if I was the Cardinals, personally. That's just me, but hey, you know, like we said, guys, the world's your oyster. And then maybe you say like, hey, I want Cameron Hayward back, and you can have Robert Griffin III because he was drafted in the 1st round at some point in time. And you know, like 50 years ago, but he was drafted in the 1st round, so can I have Cameron back? And they're like, yeah, no problem, bro, here you go. And then you throw in a 4th and like a halfback who's not bad, and then you get him back. And then you could say, never mind, change my mind. You can have Hayward back. I'll give you Roby and a 1st round pick, and I want Baker. And then you can trade them a strong safety, get Hayward back, change your mind again, then change your mind again, and then give him back. And then, you know, you could just, and I still have Joe Burrow, I have Justin Herbert, now I have Kyler Murray, and now it's like, hey, you guys fight to the death. It is fight. This is not regular training camp anymore. This is fight to the death. The one who's last alive wins the quarterback job. I mean, there's just so much you guys can do. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys go out and own Madden 22. Don't just play the game, boys. It's time to own the game.
Perfect.